very pleased to introduce our speaker today. It's Dr. Shamanath S. He is an assistant professor in the Department of Commerce at Government's Women's College, Chinamani.
Yes.
He earned his PhD in 2021 from Bangalore University on the topic of adaptability and accessibility of multifarious e-payment channels and its impacts on the unorganized sector. He also holds an MBA and multiple postgraduate diplomas in finance, business administration, and marketing, and is qualified in UGC, NET, JRF, and K-SET. His research contributions include 15 peer-reviewed publications in reputed journals with recognition in the form of Professor Manohaba M. Shah, a Memorial Research Award and Gold Medal, along with the best paper at 6 national and international conferences. And today he's going to speak to us on AI-Augmented Scholarship, designing a review pipeline with the Research Rabbit. Dr. Sam, over to you.
All right. So artificial intelligence has shaped the entire picture. Artificial intelligence, it is not taking our jobs. It is more or less making our jobs easier. So the same principle, if I take in research, so artificial intelligence is actually giving you more opportunities to explore yourselves. So I strongly believe this are considered to be the topic of the current time. So it is not replacing the researcher, definitely. It is more or less giving a reshape to the entire research landscape. So if I talk about my research was happened in the year 2016 with reference to PhD for that matter. So it was on digital payments where we had, so this was inception stage when I took this topic. By the end of 2021, so when I'm submitting my research, so it was almost in each and everyone's hand. Even the unorganized sector people started using it. So even though you call artificial intelligence is quite, it has gone beyond bound forms, exploring different interdisciplinary topics, and it is giving a different landscape altogether. And I must have to admit that, yes, we could be able to connect dots clearly now. So because of artificial intelligence, I could be able to see the trends which are happening in the future and the trends which are happened and where we are not aware of. So all these things can be identified, or all these things can be gathered with the help of artificial intelligence. And more or less, we never talk about something called search engine. Now we call it as discovery engine. So why we call it as discovery engine? It is just because it discovers a lot of data points from available research databases. That is why artificial intelligence, now we call it as discovery engine, so rather than search engine. And it definitely empowers all the research scholars to ask deeper questions with reference to topics, with reference to the trends, with reference to the research gaps, with reference to future forecasting, all these things put together. So having said that, as per me, AI is expanding discovery. It is giving more opportunity for us to view or think differently. So think out of the box. And it enhances analysis. We have number of softwares which are present now in terms of putting things together in a proper format. And we also have a streamlining of processes, streamlining of workflow, where we are using AI for the purpose of formatting, we are using AI for the purpose of coding, we are using AI for the purpose of analyzing, and also we are using AI for the purpose of connecting the dots, as I pointed out earlier. And then empowering innovation, yes, exactly. So this is the point that we are talking about. So it gives you a kind of a cutting edge technology within which you can be in a position to identify what is the future of research. So when we talk about artificial intelligence, now we are talking about augmented. Moving on, we'll talk about machine learning, we'll talk about quantum computing. We talk about a lot of important issues altogether. Now, the recent conferences or workshops, whatever I have attended, have given more importance towards application of machine learning in interdisciplinary topics to identify something called root cause analysis. So what I'm trying to say is these applications are trying to empower you to have a look at something called innovative research, where we are giving more power to knowledge, where we are enriching ourselves in terms of identifying something which is quite impossible to attend at the earlier stage. And then democratizing access. Yes, when we talk about research, during my case for that matter, so I have done my research or review of literatures by looking at various research websites or research databases, where certain articles are available to you at free of cost, but certain articles are not, where in which you must have to pay the money, or you have to request for access to the entire article. So the trend has been changed now, where in which artificial intelligence are considered to be applications like Research Rabbit can get you all those research articles in such a way that it will gonna give you the clear picture on what happened earlier, what is the current situation, and what might be the future trend. So it gives you at free of cost. That is what we are giving importance right now to something called open access journals. Okay. So altogether, AI augmented scholarship is basically a mix or a blend of both human intelligence as well as artificial intelligence, where we try to push our boundaries ahead in terms of identifying something which is quite important for policy making and also for breathtaking with reference to any topic for that matter. So maybe I could call it as research in finance, or research in marketing, research in HR, or research in interdisciplinary field, or anything for that matter, in a deeper way, in a faster way, and also more inclusive. So the entire artificial intelligence or applications are somewhat like, it is not at all taking our jobs, it is making our jobs easier. So that is what I feel like. And most of the times when we talk about artificial intelligence, where we say like you have to have a literacy, especially with reference to technical literacy, you should have to have. But as per me, if you have a very good an intention to learn very friendly, so it is user friendly, which can be used for further analysis. Databases, normally the Science Council ABDC, where we call as the topmost rated journals, which are applicable here over a period of time, which publish uh, those articles which are mainly for the purpose of policy making, and also it addresses certain causes which are happening with reference to any company, national or international company. It gives you a kind of a solution or a recommendation for so and so problem. It's more or less realistic in nature. Or you go behind ResearchGate, or you go behind Research Scholar, and if you happen to see Harvard Business Reviews, obviously you will have a lot of articles which are have AJG, then you have Scopus, Web of Science, Shodhganga, and UGC list if you talk about from Indian point of view. Likewise, we have all these research websites which gives a lot of information with reference to research articles or thesis or white paper or whatever you call. Each and every database is quite distinct in terms of providing research articles. Few articles are highly standard, few articles may not have that much of standard, few articles are backed by proper research, few articles may not be backed by proper research. As a researcher, the question comes to my mind is whether the concerned article will going to give you enough amount of opportunity for you to identify what exactly the thing which they have done, what is the current review which they have done, and how exactly this review can be used for the purpose of future. If I wanted to search 100 articles, how much time do I need to spend? Now, if I take the same databases for that matter, so if I wanted to check 100 articles, I must have to make sure that I'll going to key the word which is quite important as a trend or a research question or an objective or whatever. Then start identifying the articles which are close to it, and identify and open one by one, and then download the article, create a review of literature out of it. The thing with reference to databases right now is quite drastically changed in the sense like, if you wanted to key in the word with reference to a certain thing called digital payments or digital asset or currency, anything for that matter. So if you type now, the databases which the search is considered to be the same, but the way of presentation is considered to be different. Now we start looking at different software such as connected papers. Likewise, why technically more faster, more deep, it will tell you what exactly you are trying to, which are already been discussed. So the databases, what we have earlier, gives you only one door to open. And the databases right now, what we have, or the discovery engines, what we have right now, gives you multiple doors at one point of time. It will tell you how exactly you can be in a position to see multiple review of literatures at one point in the word example digital payments, and it will tell you what are the papers which are already happened in future, what are the papers which are happening right now, what can be the future paper which can be either in the collaborative mode or an intimation or a notification that will be sent to you. So that is the kind of landscape which we are talking about, so which has completely been changed. Having said that, so we do have other applications with reference to artificial intelligence, just like for complex data analysis, you have Julius, we have Trinka for grammar, paraphrase, plagiarism, and then you have consensus for best scientific guide. We have scientific papers which are quite exhaustively discussed, and you have Elicit, which is a summary of literature in various formats. Then you have plagiarism checker, which can be used for the purpose of plagiarism check, and all these softwares what I'm talking about. So few are considered to be free and few are having a price to pay. And you have the famous chat gpt, which can answer any question at any point of time, so which is completely a basic research tool, but still it can get you ample amount of information. You have Power Drill, which talks about amazing visuals. Then you have Scholarcy, which talks about summaries of your research and it gives you the bibliography in the format you want. And finally, the Research Rabbit, which talks about the visualization with reference to review of literature. And that is what is the topic for the day that we are giving importance to. Now, having said, all these research applications or artificial intelligence applications, each and every application has its own importance. I will not going to say like, yeah, Scholar C is better than Research Rabbit or Chat GPT is better than everything. Each and every artificial intelligence or application has developed the entire, the agenda based on certain objective. If I say Research Rabbit is not for the purpose of data analysis. It is mainly for the purpose of visualization. In the sense, it gives you a picture in such a way that you could be able to identify or connect the dots, right? So similar way, when we talk about Trinka or considered to be of Julius, it does some other work. So put together, we have 70,000 to 80,000 different types of artificial intelligence or applications on various topics and various trends. So whatever we are discussing right now is quite minimum. It is just less than 0.001% of whatever it is available on the net. But still, if you are, empowered yourself in terms of using this software, so this can help you somewhere down the line with reference to analysis. It can help you down the line for your thesis or any way for that matter. Okay, so now we are coming to the main topic, that is Research Rabbit. How exactly this AI can be in a position to be implemented at the ground level in terms of making your reviews better, and also to understand how exactly the path breaking thing will going to happen if you use this Research. Okay, so to understand Research Rabbit, one must have to understand two things. The first thing is considered to be of like the picture which you are seeing there. Research Rabbit is considered to be an instrument. That instrument has a lot of things to display. In the sense, a Research Rabbit has a lot of things to display with reference to certain topic. Example, I said digital payments. Only with reference to digital payments, whatever it is available in research websites, it will display each and everything. But it is you as an astronomer or considered to be a person of research interest should know what to select, what not to select, because Research Rabbit connects dots and it extrapolates in such a way that you could be able to have a lot of reviews, lot of literatures with you. But having said that, you must also have to give importance towards how exactly I must have to make sure that I'm going to select only those papers which are in the purview or which are in the parameter. Just like digital payments. So if I say digital payments, I have to select only those papers which are quite closely associated with digital payments. If I say agri-tourism, so I have to see to it that I'll select only those papers which are closely associated with agri-tourism. So it is the work or the workmanship, basically I should call it as, of a researcher to see to it that what he has to select. Okay, so because research rabbit will give you ample information which are available on all research database points, and it will extract each and everything and it will display in front of you. It is your responsibility to see to it that how exactly you can be in a position to select only those articles which are required. The first point to understand. And the second point to understand with reference to research rabbit is it is also called as the Spotify of research papers. Why do we call research rabbit as Spotify of research papers? It is just because when you use Spotify, when you type certain word, example, a song for that matter. So if I say a song name, and if I say, okay, I wanted to, listen to this song, which is of classical mode or pop music or, kind of like, emotional music or whatever. So if I type like that, Spotify will going to suggest you some more music forms which are closely associated with it, or I should call it as similar music. It will display similar music to you. By the time you see those similar music, when you start listening to it, what you will do, you will start identifying those similar musics and you will make it as your own collection. And immediately after your collection, you will going to see who has sung that song. So you're going to see the person who have taken that song, and you will start following it. So you'll start following Mr. A, or you'll start following Mr. B, Mr. C likewise. When you start following Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C, whatever the songs which they sung over a period of time, everything will come to you and you will add that to your collection. Likewise, Research Rabbit is also one. When the moment once you key in the word like digital payments, it will start displaying all the papers which are closely associated with the word called digital payments, and it will be displaying on your screen. Now it is your responsibility to see to it that you will going to select a proper one and you will add it to your collection. So once you start adding it to your collection, it will start displaying all those works of all those authors which are done previously, which are done till now, or which are done presently, and which are also to be done in future. In the sense, the future course of work that will be intimated to you through notifications or whatever means. So, Research Rabbit is one of the important applications that will work as a personal assistant in terms of keeping all the databases, in terms of keeping all your research papers at one shot. Example, if I say digital payments, you have digital payments, one folder. That folder contains each and every article, just like your Zotero or Mandley, where you have, we call it as citation managers. These citation managers store the databases in their own websites or in their own platform. But Research Rabbit not only does that, it will store and it will also visualize, which we're going to see in future. Okay. So it has other features like it will definitely going to give you an interactive session where in which you can be in a position to see things. You can add, you can delete paper whenever you want. The moment once you add or delete paper, it will start changing. So it is more or less attractive and interactive in nature. And the moment once you copy that image and if you paste it in your this is a research article, it gives you a different kinds of different kind of a shape entirely to your research article. That is quite important. It gives you interactive citation maps on various platforms, like whatever the formats which you have, you can use that and you can go with that. And again, as I told you, the moment once you change, it will be like changing over a period of time. The moment once you start adding or deleting, the citation maps tend to change. Then you have clusters. Yes, when I did my research on a topic called agritourism previously, so maybe like a month ago, so I could be able to get 3 clusters out of the agritourism or the list of papers happened through Research Rabbit. So what I did is I typed agritourism in Research Rabbit, and Research Rabbit could be able to fetch around 90 articles which are quietly aligned with my 90 papers, and these 90 papers can be clustered into three. One is agritourism, which is used for the purpose of secondary source of income, and the second one is agritourism, where you have certain models which are developed, and agritourism, which is on the basis of policy making. So three main clusters have been developed, and I could be able to see, okay, yeah, these are the 3 clusters wherein which all those articles have been merged, and I must have to see to it that yes, if there is any area which is not being touched, or if there is any area, if that is the case, I could be able to definitely Research Rabbit gets you clusters. Those clusters can be used for the purpose of research gap. The influential works, because whenever we talk about any artificial intelligence, normally we give importance towards highest cited works, highest influenced work, or I should say the work which has a lot of prominence. So Research Rabbit gets you all those articles which are highly cited research databases, repositories. It collects from there and it will display in front of you. So those displays can get you the most influential work. Why we call it as influential work? Because it has a lot of theories which are already been discussed. It gives you the scales which are already been validated. It gives you a kind of inductive theory which has happened over a period of time. It will also tell you what are all the emerging topics which are getting discussed over a period of time by various people or intellectuals across the world. And it also identifies the hidden connections. Sometimes it so happens that even after doing a lot of review on certain topics, still we could be able to find some hidden connections between the two topics, just because we are talking about interdisciplinary here. We are not talking about discipline subjects, we are talking about interdisciplinary subjects, where we have a lot of things to connect, lot of things to observe, and lot of things to do a research. And then definitely you could be able to identify the potential collaborators, because Research Rabbit displays authors and also co-authors. This is quite important right now, just because it with number of people, and when you see those collaborations are of high standard, then definitely your research work will also be of high standard. So what do you mean by this? It is just because, like as I told you at the previous point, when I talk about influential work, this influential work will not going to happen within a day. It will happen over a period of time. That means the concerned author has spent a lot of time on so and so topic, and he has developed a research paper by taking into consideration of a lot of research work. So when you collaborate with them, or when you have a mentor like them, so automatically the output whatever you get with reference to your research will be very high. So the potential collaborators and mentors for future conversations are quite easy. You could be able to get their names, you can identify their IDs, you could be able to have a conversation with them and start preparing for research papers in future. And then serendipitous discovery. See, this is one which I feel it is considered to be good from Research Rabbit. You will get to know so many concepts which are new or novel in nature, where you will never ever thought of. When we talk about any research article, so normally we say we should have to start from review of literature, and we should see to it that review of literature only gives you research gap. Review of literature only gives you the problem which are quite associated with so and so topic. Research gap should only give you the objectives, everything, because research gap is considered to be the basic or basis for everything, right? So when we talk about review of literature, certain things we may discuss, certain things we may not discuss. So as a researcher, if I wanted to make more of, review of literature, study more review of literature, basically speaking, what happens, I search in research databases, identify those papers which are already been published, identify only to a certain extent. But what research rabbit do is, it will identify all those papers even though you have not asked for. In the sense, you will get to know something which is quite new, either in the form of a theory, or in the form of a research question, or in the form of a future trend, or whatever it is. Everything is displayed in front of you in such a way that you will have a complete information about the trend. So that's called serendipitous discovery. So something which is new, and you get a lot of updates with reference to new publications by authors. As I told you, those authors future work, everything will be communicated to you once you have like interactions with them of research in such a way that you constructive citations over a period of time. And then finally, integration with citation man can integrate with Zotero. So you can do a lot of things in that. So provided have to have a proper, a decision with only those articles which are quite required. Okay. And then how exactly you can be in a position to integrate this research in your Zotero or Mandalay citation managers, hard disk, and computer. Okay, this is what is my area. I want, you can be in a position to get to know. Seed papers are considered to be keywords on the net. You could be able to give so many options in the form of like citation networks or author not exploring certain keyword or exploring. You could be able to identify clusters in the sense, I'm talking about something called factors in simple words, one which can be explained by various variables, a lot of clusters which will be explained or which will be grouped together. So once you identify those clusters, it will be easy for you to identify the gaps, or it will be easy for you to identify the trends. That's what you call exploratory analysis, where you start exploring things. You will see what all have been discussed already, what are all available for you to explore. So once you are done with that, you have structured literature review. You'll start doing bibliometric analysis, or you have meta-analysis, or you have different types of analysis which you can carry out in order to build your own conceptual frameworks. And remember, whenever we have a conceptual framework, always we have to look at theoretical frameworks. And believe me, this research rabbit can also get you research papers on theories. Those theories are quite constructive, just because the the point which I mentioned earlier, saying like rather than repositories, rather than anything. So all is definitely going to give you a base own conceptual understanding. And once you start, building your own conceptual framework, you explored that to different softwares like viewer, bibliometrics, Jiffy, and all. You can do further analysis out of it, and finally you can integrate that to your thesis, and you can integrate that to your research paper. Now, what is the use of all these things? It is just because whenever we present our views with reference to certain research, the research output should be quantifiable, and also it should give you a cutting edge meaning for policy making. Without policy making, or without giving proper input of policy making, a research is quite wasted. So policy making doesn't mean that it is always from the government point of view. Policy making, it is also from the company point of view, or it is also from the community point of view. It is also from the I should say the entire context point of view. So whatever we are trying to discuss, means to say the output must be constructive, and also it should be useful. So when you integrate this, it will gonna give you a different meaning altogether. So it will not gonna tell you, okay, you have topic and you have submitted your report, you have submitted your article. But if that is the case, it's of no use. So you must have to start integrating it. So integrating all these new techniques into your thesis and to your research papers, so that you can be in a position to get proper, citations or considered to be importance or prominence to your article. So where you can use it in your literature review, you can use it. You can show citation work. You can show clusters, and then your theoretical framework. You can show the diagram in theoretical framework, and also you can show it under gap identification. You can sparse clusters, highlight the gaps which are happened over a period of time, like time series. You can use that. There you can just put those diagrams, discussions. You can just compare the findings with the clusters, because whenever we talk about any research, so the findings are considered to be the most crucial part. So what you found over a period of time, yes, if so, what is the change, or what is the thing which has been changed over a period of time? Is it remaining the same with reference to the previous literature, or is it changed over a period of time? And the conclusion point which you wanted to make here is like the emerging trends, which you can just post it in terms of further research. So what is the future course of action which you have to take, or what are all the areas in which the further research can be made? Even for that also it can be, get into research rabbit now and show some you know um, patterns or some kind of a search which is quite required at the basic stage, where in which you can spend your time in terms of understanding how exactly the research rabbit works. Basically speaking, when you get into a research rabbit, so you have citation networks, which is displayed like that. So citation network example, maybe like you have, all these are clusters. Likewise, clusters wise, you have different diagrams, or you can have co-authorship map, in the sense it will display co-authors, and also it will going to give you thematic clusters. Example I've given in women entrepreneurship, like financial literacy and policy studies. Likewise, there are a lot of thematical clusters which you can make and see to it that, okay, so these are the research which had already been done, and what I'm supposed to do next, that you can identify. So all these things have been displayed somewhat like the images which you can see on the left side. So thematical cluster mockup, then you have co-authors, and you have citation network mockups. Research rabbit and directly, so that we're going to get a complete look on it. uh, I'm not gonna say like, okay, so I'll be showing all the features which are available. Let me tell you, then this is at free of cost. Like, you don't have to get into any kind of subscription here. It's completely free. You can use and explore at any point of time the diagrams which you get from that. Okay. So okay, so let's move on to the research rabbit. Okay, just a moment. Yeah. So let's get into that research rabbit. Okay. So once you click on that, it just asks you to register, or you have to log in. So just so welcome to the discovery engine, rather than you call it as search engine here. Okay. So on your right side, you have settings, you have help, you have a survey, which again takes you to another window where you have a lot of questions to answer. Then you have follow, then donate. So no need to worry about all those things. You can just click on this help if you want to. Then you have community videos which are completely developed or talked about research rabbit. So it adds a lot of reviews. It has workflows. It shows how exactly you have to operate Research Rabbit. All those videos are available here. You just have to click on this. It will take you to YouTube. Then you have links to follow, and then you have Start Tour. This will give you what exactly Research Rabbit is. So it will tell you where do you have to add papers and where do you have to search, and how exactly earlier work, later work, similar work looks like. Then you have exploring the panels, what and all things which are already being discussed. Like all these are displayed here. You can just see those. You can just help yourself. So in terms of understanding this, now coming to the important part on the left side, you can see something called new collection, new category, connect to Zotero. So the the plugin which has already been present, which has already been given, is Zotero. So you can have your Mandalay software as well, but the plugin thing you have to download. Uh, where the connect to Zotero is considered to be quite easy. Okay, you have to just click on that, and it will take you to Zotero, where you have to log in. So you have to put your username and password, and directly it will take you to Zotero page. Okay, so what I do is I'll just go for new collections and new category. So new collections are considered to be the one which you are about to start, and then you can categorize it later, because you have a number of research to be done. So what you do is, like, you will start adding one by one category. So category 1 is on digital assets, category 2 is on entrepreneurship, category 3 is on industrial relationship. Likewise, you can have number of categories. I'll just click on this collections, and I'll say collections on, just for the sake of example, digital payments. Okay, the moment once I say the collections on digital payments, you have two more windows on the right side. So this window talks about comments in the sense it's only like the topic. And then if you want, you can also click on something called abstracts. Okay, so if you wanted to add papers here, you can add it up, and all these papers will be displayed here. On the right side, you have something called explore papers, similar work, in the sense digital payments, similar work done by various authors. Those authors, their earlier work, those authors, their later work, and their information and their suggested authors, in the sense if there are some other authors who have done quite similar work or interdisciplinary work, that will also be displayed here. Then linked content, if there are any, then you can export all these things in text format or RIS format or CSV format. Basically speaking, it depends on whatever the form or whatever the platform which you use. So normally, most of the time, it so happens that when you go with Web of Science, or when you go with Scopus, you have RIS, and you download papers on the basis of RIS. Or else CSV is considered to be on the basic standard, which you can download papers. Okay, then you have public collections. You can just click on that. You'll get shareable link. Collaborators, yes, you can just click on edit, and you can start having a conversation with them. And email updates, once you register, you will get a lot. Now let's get into add papers. Okay, so as I told you, if you wanted to add papers, you have two options altogether. So one is considered to be the papers which are already present in your desktop. Okay, so those papers must be in BibTeX format or in RIS format in order to add it up here, or else it must be in Zotero. So if you already have papers in Zotero, you can directly click on this connect to Zotero, and through Zotero, you can just plug those papers into this Research Rabbit, and you start exploring. Or if you have files in your hard disk, and if you wanted to upload those files into Research Rabbit, then you can click on this, but it should be in the form of BibTeX format or RIS format. So you have to make sure that it is in that format. Or else it is very easy. If you start from scratch, then I'll directly say digital payments. Okay, so just before that, so let me just tell you something here. Yeah, either you have to put title or document ID or PM ID or any other keyword. So I'm going for last one, that is keyword. So digital payments. and I'll hit on search. Okay, so it starts searching from various databases. So biomedical and life sciences, in case if you wanted to go beyond that, so you can search that, so you can get a lot of information, because science papers will have a lot of databases to get into. So what I did is, like, I have not given any specific thing, so I have just given all subjects area, which is on default. So then you have all these papers which are available, which are recommended by Research Rabbit. What I do, I just see the paper, how digital payments can benefit entrepreneurs. Assume like it is very well connected with my research area. I'll just read this, the abstract which are present from this paper, and I see that, okay, if this paper is closely aligned with my research area, then I'll click on add to collection. Okay, you will get a message like added. Now see second paper, I'll just click on add to collection, just for the sake of showing you. Third paper, digital payments. Okay, I see. Yes, this is also quite new and aligned with my research. Fourth one, similar to that, I'll click, click few in order to show you how exactly it works. So, but as I told you, at the time of adding these papers into your collection, you have to see to it that you will go through these, heading, or considered to be the paper title, then the abstract carefully, and see to it that uh, the entire research work, whatever you are trying to carry out, is in line with the research databases which are getting displayed here. Okay, I think I'll add one. That's enough. And you can remove this from collection as well. You can remove it also. So you just have to click on this remove. So the paper will get removed. Okay. So I can just see here. So it is removed. So if you want, you can add any paper and you can remove any paper. Then click on cancel button to take that window off. Now you can see here. See, the comments have been displayed as well as abstract have been displayed. So you can see all those papers here. Okay, so these are the papers that you have added under the heading digital payments. Now I'll just say select all. Okay, so I'll just say select all. That means all the papers have been selected, and you just click on the right side. I mean, you just see on the right side, you have remove from digital payments and add another collection. You can make another collection. That is quite easy way to do it. If you want, you can add some more papers, you can delete some more papers. But the important thing is similar work. So whatever the work which are done by these intellectuals, similarly on the topic of digital payments, there are a lot of works which are already been done. That is around 501 papers. Now you can see the papers are on different theories too. Example, perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, and user acceptance of information technology. Can you see here? I think the screen is visible. So you can see, these papers which are published in 2015, 2016. One is in 1985. So likewise, there are similar work which are done by so many people, which is close to 501. And the beauty of this is considered to be on the right side, where you can see who and all have done. If you just click on zoom in, you can see those authors, and you can see the connections. 1 minute, I'm just zooming in. Okay, so if I wanted to put this in terms of timeline also for your review of literature, I can just click on this timeline. Just give me a moment, it is taking time. Yeah, so it is getting loaded slowly. Just click on timeline. Yeah, now I clicked on timeline. Now can you see the the session, the interactive session is getting updated, and it is showing a different picture now. It is displaying, 1 minute. It is displaying timeline now. So it started from, 1 minute. Yeah. So it started from 1949. Now, if you just observe the trends with reference to research, what we do is we try to take 5 years down the line information, or 10 years down the line information, or 20 years down the line information. But we tend to, like, it's not considered to be of a compulsory thing which you have to do, but we tend to forget, or we tend to neglect those papers which are published 20 years before, because it doesn't have any kind of relevance now. That is what we think. But it is not so in terms of research rabbit. Research rabbit gets all those papers which are published on so and so area from the day one, in the sense the research databases or repositories, whatever we have. So whatever the data which has been stored, so it will get you all those data. So how do I use this? This is what is the thing which you have to understand. So you just have to click on this download. If you click on that download, the image is downloaded. I'll just open that image and I'll show you. Okay. Give me a moment. Okay. I'm just showing you. So if you just zoom in and zoom out properly, then all those things will come in one picture. Okay. So if I just click on this network, and if I zoom out, okay, so if I just make it like this, then if I click on this download, I can see the author's name. Okay, so I can see the author's name, and it will be displayed. Yeah, likewise. So you can make your presentation better, and you can say like, okay, these are the authors that have taken for the purpose of like review of literature from 1950 or 1960, 1970 to 2025. Likewise, it will give you the range in which you could be able to show it to the concerned adjudicator, saying like, okay, this is what I have done, these are the research which I have taken. Similarly, you can also say explore these authors. Who are all authors? These authors are of these many. See here. So this can be used for the purpose of collaborations. That is what I was talking about. Okay. So these are the authors who have done review. I mean, who have done research on so and so topic, which we are trying to display now. And the beauty of research rabbit is it will also suggest you some more authors who have done a close work, or work which is aligned with digital payments. So, okay, so it is just taking time. Okay, I think it's not loading. Let me just go with this and show you some more. Okay. Now, suggested authors is not showing, so I'll just go with one more to show some more contents to you. As I told you, like similar work is having around 501. So you have this image, and you can use that image. You can use these papers. You can click on this, and it will display like complete information about the paper when it is published, how many citations, how many have been downloaded. So abstract, everything is displayed here. And if you wanted to download those paper, you can just click on this export papers, piptex, ris, csv. You can do it. Or if you feel like, okay, I wanted to download everything all together, you just click on select all, then click on biptex or ris. Everything will be downloaded. Okay. And the some more beauty, I should say, like, it just gets, added over a period of time. Research rabbit will never stop. It will just keeps on adding things to you. If you feel like, okay, this is not at all enough, I must have to go with furthermore analysis, then you can see on the right side you have one more window which talks about similar work. And this similar work is not too small, it is 17,878. Okay, now if I just click on, like select all, see here, the entire, the connections happened between people across the world, everything is displayed and it is interactive in nature. Now you will get to know who has done a lot of work. Okay, then you can check, research papers on their names and identify those research papers, and you can start, having a collaboration with them, start asking doubts to them, or whatever you want, you can do it. The thing is, you need a lot of time in terms of exploring this. Once you start exploring, you will get to know so many things about, uh, research rabbit. Now, I'll just click on this BIP text. Let's see how exactly it. If you just click, close from the right side, then the left side work will remain same. It will not be closed. 1 minute. Yeah. So I have these papers. I'll just click on similar work. Now I'll just show you how exactly you could be able to use that BibTeX format. So I'll just click on select all and see whether the internet, permits me to download BibTeX of all this. Okay, just give me a moment. Just click on this BibTeX. Okay, so BibTeX downloaded. The formats which are either in the form of BibTeX, RIS, and CSV you can download, and you can just start linking their contents. So you can explore other contents which are very much can be explored. Okay, okay. Let me just see how exactly CSV formats can help you now. Yeah, says read only. Oh, it's multiple. 1 minute. Yes. Now, if you just see now, document IDs, PM ID, then you have titles, then you have author information, abstract, journal here. Now everything is downloaded. Okay, so this is how you could be able to use this information for other, purpose. Maybe like you must have to, if you wanted to use it for, uploading it to some other data visualization, example viewers viewer, or publish or perish software, or you have Jiffy, like that. So we have so many softwares. If you wanted to do more visualization, you can use this format for the purpose of, enhancing the research scope altogether. uh, this is from my side with reference to research rabbit. That may not be a comprehensive covering of all the options which are available, but still I must have to say, like, okay, so whatever the time which I got, so within that I could be able to tell you how exactly this AI application can be used in order to enhance your research, work. So having said that, so I would like to thank, UBIS for this wonderful opportunity which they have provided. So and also would like to say thanks to Dr. Femina Syed and Dr. Stewart for a wonderful opportunity provided to me to share my views and thoughts on this artificial intelligence, that is basically with reference to research rabbit as one of the applications of artificial intelligence. So thank you so much for all your participation. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please do let me know.
Dr. Shamanath, thank you so much. That was a very, very interesting presentation. I think,
Thank
you
you.
know, one of the things that we are very keen to explore is the utilization of technology and innovation, particularly in relation to the development of our research. And I think that this has been a really a talk that has highlighted that. Thank you very much for your in-depth analysis. And I think these are tools that will support our students on their MBA dissertation or their DBA dissertation
Yes.
journeys. So
Yes.
a huge amount of thanks for that.